Good morning, third graders. I wanted to just follow up with Because of Winn-Dixie and help you to grow your ideas. Today we're going to talk about how readers notice patterns with their characters that help them grow ideas. The same is true with friends, and I was thinking about this concept, and I just had an instance where a family friend of ours was at the hardware store with her husband. We haven't seen each other very much in a long time, and I actually knew her sister much better. And my husband helped them figure out how to put their brand new grill in the car, and they spent a lot of times rearranging and finagling it. And I guess my husband was a big help, because later that night there was a ring at the door, and on our doorstep they left us a thank you note and some little gifts. One was toilet paper, so that was kind of funny, and some baked goods. So that was just the most generous thing and so unexpected, so thoughtful. And as I was sitting at the dinner table with my kids, I'm like, you know what? That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me one bit, because her sister would have done the exact same thing. I remember always being shocked and stunned at how generous her sister was, a good friend of mine. And it just is something that must be, part of their family, and just who they are, to take that extra step. So boys and girls, readers do the same thing. They notice patterns, like repetitive kind of actions with their characters. So I'm going to show you mine. My idea about Opal, as I've been listening to her and getting to know her by her actions and her feelings and her things that she says, I'm noticing she's very big-hearted. Very big-hearted. And here's my list of evidence. I notice she took the time to rescue Winn-Dixie. She didn't have to do that. I also think that was brave. She takes the time to give him a bath. That was a lot of work, but she did it, and she brushed out all those knots. That was hard, and she stuck with it because she cared. Big-hearted is another word for cared. She convinces the preacher to keep Winn-Dixie. That one's not too hard, because I think she really wanted to have company. She notices Winn-Dixie. I think this is empathetic. She notices Winn-Dixie hates to be alone. Some people would just be angry with the dog and just, be mad. But no, she takes the time to notice his behavior is saying that he just hates to be alone. And she talks the preacher into taking Winn-Dixie everywhere they go. And lastly, I thought it was interesting that she took the time to pray for the mouse. So the preacher doesn't like to hurt anything, even creatures, and he didn't kill the mouse. He threw it outside, and Opal continues to pray for the mouse that it wasn't harmed when he tosses the mouse outside. So boys and girls, I want you to see if you can continue this list and see if the pattern grows and keeps growing your idea. That is today's task. I'm sorry it's a little bit late. There's been a handful of little glitches with my fourth grade tasks today, and I was solving those problems. And then I had a parent meeting that I couldn't miss. So this is a bit delayed. I apologize. I hope that it'll still work for you. You can think back, if you've already read, about patterns in Opal that show that she's big-hearted. All right, guys. Happy reading.